Hi guys, and welcome back to another Show on the Buffalo video. Hope you've all been well. And today we are going to be covering the Rapid Strike Urshifu deck in the Players Cup 4 qualifiers. Now, this deck obviously did just win the Players Cup 3. However, I'm finding in the Players Cup so far, in the couple of keys that I've used it in, that it doesn't actually perform too well in best of ones. Now, to sort of mitigate that, I've just swapped out one copy of Switch for an extra Pokemon communication, in the hopes that because there's no deck list, you don't get to see your opponent's deck, so you don't know what you get to play around, like you did, like the best of threes that were in the ending of the Players Cup, like the deck lists were already posting things, and in tournaments and such like that, online tournaments, you don't, where you get to see the deck list, you don't have any of that, and you also, again, like I say, it is only best of ones, so that because of that, I've just tried to add a little bit more consistency as opposed to more switch options and things like that. So we all know the deck. It's just it's basically Urshifu, Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX with scoop up piles. So you've obviously got your 4 scoop up nets and your tech cards to operate with them, which are the one of Galarian Zigzagoon with its Headbutt Tantrum to put additional damage counters on the bench. Jirachi, so you've got extra maneuverability and additional consistency with it. It also just allows you to free up bench space as well, obviously here and there where you need to, in the cases where you might be against, say for example, Dragapult, which is a difficult matchup obviously, and you are looking for your Jirachi GX as soon as possible to turn off them hitting for weakness. And then of course the one-off Giratina with Dimension Breach, which actually takes the special energy off your opponent's active Pokemon, which you can use multiple times with Scoop Up Net, and that basically allows you for definitive heads on a special energy, a definitive Crushing Hammer heads that is, because a lot of people do play Crushing Hammer. This is a Crushing Hammer that you can search effectively with Quick Wall and even reuse to get a definite head. So it's one of the, that's where it serves its utility there with the Scoop Up Net and the Giratina combo. We do play just a single copy of Reset Stamp, a single copy of Escape Rope, single copy of Great Catcher, which is extremely useful because it does allow you to take multiple knockouts by bringing a Dedenne GX off your opponent's bench, and then also taking a one prizer off the opponent's board that may be sitting on the bench. And we do play 3 copies of Boss's Orders, obviously, to get rid of that pesky Mew, which everyone's now playing, which is also part of the reason why this deck isn't as good now in the Players Cup 4 qualifiers, that is. Other than that, just standard cards, a one-off Karate Belt, double Martial Arts Dojo, a couple of switches, and your energy count with a single copy of Air Balloon. So that is all for the deck list. Quick heads up, if it sounds like I'm struggling with my speech at all today, or if I'm talking a bit weird or out of the corner of my mouth, or whatever the case may be, I appear to have, due to the unreasonably and unseasonably cold weather, which again, I'm just going to close this window now because it keeps reopening, have acquired a case of cracked lips, so hopefully that won't affect my vocabulary and speech too much throughout the video, and we will see you, we'll be straight back, with the first round of another Players Cup qualifier. Be right back, guys. So, jump straight into a tournament. Hopefully it was nearly full. And yeah, I'm also having to drink out the corner of my mouth because all this stuff, this Vaseline that I've got on it, obviously don't want to be tasting or swallowing that. I also hope with the video quality of where my webcam is, that my video quality may be a little bit better on my face and you can see my eyes and such properly, because I have turned down the brightness on screen finally. I've been playing a lot of like MMORPGs and such online recently, so I've had the brightness up for that. And we are straight up against Eternatus, which is somewhat handy for us because we do hit for weakness, and we do have a definite discard in the Great Catcher because not many builds play the Weavile line, so I know that I'm not particularly fussed about wanting to use that for any reason. So I am just going to go here, grab a Jirachi, switch into the Jirachi, play it basically cool and calm and whatnot. We will use this to grab ourselves potentially a research maybe. I don't know if I want to research or Marnie this turn, but we can get an additional scoop up net play off, so I think that is potentially the better idea here, because we can get a hit in on this Eternatus. Getting the first hit in is obviously most important, and we'll just grab a Boss Orders and stick it to the bottom of the deck, so we won't be needing it this turn or anytime soon. So we'll just Marnie here, conserve some resources. And unfortunately we are going to have to bench this, just so we do have some additional consistency. So I'm just going to strafe into this. And not consistency, some additional pivot options, because if he doesn't take out this Mimikyu this turn, then we do have the Jirachi switch into the Urshifu. We'll see our opponent potentially Crowbat for 5 here. And we would love it if my opponent sees all Crowbats, but so far he's seen 6 Moon switches, exactly what we don't want to see. Boss Orders, not the end of the world, means he's not taking a knockout at least. And we do get to take the leading knockout against this. So I think retreating here in Stellar Wish, grabbing, I think again a Marnie, no, not a Marnie, sorry. Did we grab a Marnie? Yeah, I think so. And we'll just switch back into this. I'm just going to research, don't really want to clog up my board with a Dedenne. We know we've got another one in deck. And now we have this down, this, and we can Gale Frost for knockout. And that was a pretty straightforward match. Going first obviously makes all the difference in that one. And we'll be right back for the second round. So we are back for round 2 of another key of the for the Players' Cup for qualifiers. And we'll see what my opponent chooses me to go. Well, first is not bad for this deck by any means. This hand isn't spectacular, nothing to shout home about, certainly. And my opponent's choosing me to go, excuse me, second. And he just grabs Zation, so we may be against Turbozation. Or we're against a Togekiss deck, I think. If I know this deck, we are against a Togekiss deck. Oh, it's a Corviknight deck. Corviknight's just as bad, really. But they don't appear to have the Bronzor down, which is somewhat good. I don't really think this is going to play too much of a deal, and it resists grass, not fighting. So I don't think my opponent knew that. we are just going to get a Jirachi out, and I think we're just going to Marnie and go into the Jirachi potentially. And we do have a second Jirachi stick down as well, which is always nice to see. Obviously we do not need the Jirachi GX, so we will be using research on that next turn, or using research to get rid of that, providing of course that my opponent does not Marnie me, which is always possible. Now, the aim to play against this deck is hope and pray that my opponent doesn't get Mew or doesn't get Bronzong down. So if they get neither of those down, they can't really do much. They're already down a copy of Metal Saucer, which is good for me. We do see a Marnie ourselves from our opponent. So it's not the end of the world. We get to shuffle the deck so we can get the Urshifu back nearer to the top of the deck, of course. And we see it right there anyway, so. And glad to see these cushion hammers not doing any justice. The Mew, of course, is annoying, so we will have to target that down this turn. We didn't have a boss's orders in our hand just then, so with any luck, we'll be able to just find one outright. So we're going to flip this back into the deck. Probably should have searched with Jirachi first, but we'll see. We'll get this down. We'll get some damage into play on this thing because it's going to be irritating in the long run. And it would be better to just Crobat first, see what we can find. Finding this is good. Finding this is bad. We don't currently have a switch option in our hand either. So this definitely isn't going to come into play, but nor is this. So we're going to discard this, because we need to find a switch option now off to Dene and the boss's orders. So we find the boss's orders, but can we find switch? We do. So that's good. And we also managed to get ourselves one of these down as well. So we can just get rid of this. Gale Thrust. Always be careful not to misclick, of course. Now we hope and pray that he has no way to power this up. We don't know if he plays Energy Switch. It's very unlikely that he plays Energy Switch. But I guess we'll find out. Chaotic Swell's not brilliant. This still doesn't resist fighting for whatever reason. The Zamazenta, of course, will be painful to deal with, certainly, but there's not really a whole lot we can do about it. My opponent's clearly going to give up on the Bronzongs, it would seem. And now we're just gonna, after we G-Max Rapid Flow, we're just gonna have to play a game of patience, basically. So that was to be expected. And I think the best thing to do here would be to boss's orders this thing, make him have the retreat and all the rest of it. Although that being said, it would be better to save the boss's orders actually. And just take out this and this. Because we can always great capture this. So I might even hold the attachment and this as well, yeah. So I'm just going to con this back in, get that into the hand, and G-Max Rapid Flow this and this. So switch is basically what we needed there. And we'll potentially just see an assault tackle for 130. Having to drink out the side of my mouth is very irritating, but not really much we can do about that. So we just stick that back in. And now he's probably going to go grab the bronze orb, which is fine. He may even get 2 for perception. That's what I do. Just waiting on my opponent here, and we do just simply see an assault tackle, which is, like I say, to be expected, to be honest. So the question becomes, do we boss this in or this or this? And I think it is this, take as much energy off the board as possible, because obviously that's when Bronzong is at its most powerful. So we'll just go here. We're actually going to scoop up the Zigzagoon as well, and just so it's out of the hand basically. So we're going to switch here, this, and boss the Zamazenta. We will put this back down, and I don't foresee myself needing any more damage counters at this point at all throughout the game. So I am happy just to dead change this hand away. It's 2 last cards in my deck for when my opponent inevitably reset stamps me, which will be obviously very counterproductive to what I want to do. Would be lovely to see my great catcher or a third boss at any point. And now we're going to see a G-Max Hurricane, I would imagine. Now we are down 2 of our fighting energy and a third one in play, which means we've got 3 in the deck. Potentially less, because I didn't do any prize checking. If we top deck another switch option here, we could potentially go with another Gale Frost, And if my opponent, for whatever reason, puts another one prize card down, one prizer into play, we will no longer actually need boss's orders. So we'll see what he does, and obviously he plays it correctly, doesn't put another one prize into play, which is exactly what you don't want to do. So here we do go with the inevitable damage onto this, and I think we do just go with the Gale Thrust. He can't at any point keep this in the thing, so we now have multiple ways to win, which is what we needed. And there's an Eldegoss. See what we see here, probably see a Marnie, we'll see a boss's orders. Probably onto the benched Urshifu, I would imagine. Which is totally fine. And we're going to check to see if we have enough crowbar deck, which we do. So and we need to find out how many scoop up nets we've used as well. We have only used 2 of them. We still have boss's orders. We have a great catcher in the deck. So let's see what we can find, because great catcher wins us the game. We don't know if it's in deck. That's number 1. So we'll be playing this. We'll be playing this. We'll be playing the Pokecon. Put back the Mew. And we do not have. We have great catcher in deck. This is of no use at all. So we go here and we use research first to dig the hardest. We will discard the Mew, dig a little bit further. I think potentially we've got 2 uses due to our switching options of Mew, so we'll grab some more things, but unfortunately, there we go. So we do thankfully just play this and Scoop Up Net here and simply Gale Thrust for the knockout. We could have taken 3 prizes to add insult to injury, but you know, not going to overcomplicate it. We knew what our prize route was. We, you know, kind of started mapping itself out as soon as my opponent put it to that aim play. Really, that's all we needed. And as the next round is going to start, I'm not going to make a cut. I'll just continue on with the finals of this Players Cup qualifier. As I haven't put one into my video as of this video yet, here is a Battle Styles code for you all. It would be very nice if people would leave me a comment on my videos if they do manage to get anything out of my codes. Just looked at my hand, it's actually awful. So sorry, this will be a very quick last battle in the finals here, but hey, 3 points is 3 points. So there's a code for all my viewers. Yeah, and like I say, well, for a lucky viewer, of course. And we could get donked here, like so bad. We'll see what goes on. We'll see what happens. If it's Turbozation, we're likely to get donked. If it's a Welder deck, we could get donks. We get Marnies, that's fine. It gives us things to work with, potentially. That's famous last words right there. We'll see if we can find something. Well, you know, at the very least we have an energy, right? So And we are going to lose one of them, so, you know, cheers deck for making me top deck that second one. Appreciate it. So, we have knockout on the crowbar at the very least. We don't know what we're against. For all I know, we could be against Blacephalon. And honestly, it's kind of like what it looks like. Yeah. Get this into play, get this here, and Gale Thrust. Two brilliant prizes to have. Here's hoping we're not against music, because we have not protected ourselves against that at all. We did not bother searching for the Drachi, and the loss of that bear and the tool scrapper. Very frustrating, and it appears we're against Luke Metal. So, not the end of the world. 2,000 of one of these. I think the best thing to do would be to try and find this. Get as much damage on this before it gets Metal Goggles and all the rest of that, you know, shenanigans basically. So we go here, and Marnie. No, our opponent didn't play a lot, but in the same breath, I don't want them playing a lot, so we'll stick this here, and we will go for Giratina. Give them as little edgeway as possible in this match of building up this station as well. And now we need to hit a switch. So can we do that? No, we can't. We hit nothing. So amazing. I'm probably going to see a Fan of Waves here or another Crushing Hammer. So that placement of the Rapid Strike Energy was a misplay in some ways. And now my opponent's got like all of the things going on. So we're against another Corviknight deck. That's not fun. And like I don't see the point in much point in that, the reset stamp on the Marnie, but it is literally going to be putting two of my supporters to the bottom of the deck, which is very tragic indeed. So, right now, I desperately want to shuffle my deck, and we're not going to be needing this. So, we will get this, which we are also not going to need. I would like to put this back into the deck, because this is better to be closer to the deck, closer to the top of the deck than it is at the bottom, and we'll grab this, because this is potentially something that is better at the bottom of the deck. We need to find Great Catcher. And we need to find Scoop Up Net. We don't find either. So these decks are, oh, well there we go, I spoke too soon. Now. I think actually, to be honest, I just want to go like this. Escape Rope, and you know what, we get the first hit on this. I can't really ask much more than that. So, it is what it is. If by luck we can top deck a research, we've got ways to... I mean, why bother Crushing Hammering if you'd obviously potentially save them? Is my thought on that. The Full Metal Wall does mean that we end doing 120 damage to this, but at the same time that is just enough to get the knockout. especially if we manage to get a fighting energy. And this is all assuming that I can even find a way to retreat. And now he has the full the goggles as well, so definitely not gonna happen, I don't think. I'm gonna get this out of there. Don't need that at all. And we'll go like this. We do kind of need that boss, but Crobat is absolutely fine in this instance, I think. In before, don't quote me on that. So, in the instance that we only find one switch, we want to be touching here and using this. And yeah, we find neither. So, it's going well. Obviously. And more hurtful cards is spectacular. This is almost certainly a loss. We need to hit this thing and we need to kill it now. And the only way we can do that is not with that card, I can tell you that. Right. How do we play this? I think honestly we're just going to have to suffer this thing going down at some point. It's just there. We need to wait on which we're never going to see. Air balloon or switch. And we've used one switch and one air balloon. I do believe the deck plays 2 more switch and 1 more air balloon. In 19 card deck, 19 divided by 3 is roughly 6. So we've got 1 in 6 chance for this turn and next turn to top deck it, which is poor odds by any means. It's like not even 15%. And we need to save all this, so it is simply we're just going to have to. The 2 steel fists onto this are like very annoying. Yes. We still don't find one. Now my opponent's probably going to have boss as well. So it's going well. Still going well. It's the words. So, opponent's Bronzong is getting ever more powerful, all the more frustrating. And now he's probably going to take a dig with this that's probably about to get a... and now we can't even say knockout anyway, it's got Power Plant over my martial arts dojo, and that's my second one. So, this is going to be a very long match. Buckle in. But I'm pretty sure I already know the outcome for this. As we missed one for game 2 and game 3 as well, here it is. Yet another code for one of my lucky viewers. So, and I do put them at different points in the video on purpose. It's so that everyone has a chance to get one, in case there are people that aren't watching the entirety of my videos. Watching the whole video is one of the most important things you can do for a streamer, in case you weren't aware. So we're just going to have to Marnie again here. Cannot get a switch out for the life of us. This is just so bad. It's like we don't even have another one or something. But we have the 2 bosses orders, so to start, we need to kill this, and then we need to rapid flow. Well, that's just bad, isn't it? This play here means that my opponent potentially has Cheryl in hand. Okay, well, he knows the Muse a target, so I feel like that was entirely not right putting that there. And I don't think the Zigzagoon's going to come in much help at all anymore, but we do need a switch. That could have been possibly the worst top deck that I could have got. So we'll grab this. We have things, right? Okay, so we have things. Do we dare put this down? This is the other thing. I don't think we do just yet. I think we wait. Oh, there again, he's going to be aiming his KO this anyway, so we need another attacker up as soon as possible, certainly. And the boss's orders on this is going to be very important. So we will Gale Thrust this. We do unlock another Urshifu at the prizes, and well, thankfully, this is why I always prize check, guys, because if I didn't pull up there, I would have most certainly lost. I'm most certainly going to lose anyway, don't get me wrong. The things we need to win this are certainly out of our reach. We need to start playing Tool Scrapper, because this is potentially, these matches are what I'd like to call meta-analysis videos. So because of that, it's basically we are taking a look at the meta and we're just sort of figuring out what cards are being played more and more so. And you don't expect to run into two of this in one tournament. I've got to say that much. It's kind of a very unfortunate coincidence. It very most certainly feels to me like it's more than that, but there's not really much that can be said about that. And now I've also turned off my own karate belts as well, so these are just all the things I had to do though. We don't know if my opponent has a switch in hand, and if he doesn't, we could here go like this. How many Rapid Strike energies do I have left? So that's my last Rapid Strike energy. We definitely go. Oh god, this is so hard. Here, put this down, put this back into the deck 'cause it's more useful than the Jirachi. Grab the Dedenne and Dede change, which we can't, Sean, oh. Right, okay, so. Yeah, now I've definitely lost the game. So you can always retreat this and take a disgusting amount of energy off the board. And I don't think we play more than one karate belt in this deck. And it's already in play. So we're gonna need a godly top deck basically. Providing we don't even lose before then. Which is very likely. Probably see a switching boss. It's probably switching boss. No? So we need a research top deck, like, so bad, and we do not get one. So that's going to be game. Well played to my opponent. There's not really anything I could do about that. So we'll just like save time. And that is all for this video. That's another 3 points off another key. So not doing too bad so far. I honestly haven't recorded in my head or on paper how many points I've got so far. 2 of my keys I got 0 in out of pure bad luck. As was the case with Players Cup 2, to be honest. I should have earned a lot more points than Players Cup 2. Or was it Players Cup 3? I can't remember. One of the two, but basically I just kept on getting donked. I got donked like 8 times in a row. Like the RNG absolutely messed me up, something disgusting. It was horrible. And as you can see there, facing 2 metal decks in one tournament is so unlikely. It doesn't even seem like like it's possible, really. But there we go. 2, like, people can have multiple accounts. But anyway, so meta analysis. Metal is a thing again. So if you watch this tomorrow, potentially walk into a tournament with Victini VMAX or even Senscorch. I have a lot of faith in Senscorch now, and I do believe it is a very good deck. Now, Victini is better than Senscorch in so many ways, but Victini in a GX meta where, you know, we still have, Mew and Mewtwo GX for a start off. We still have Pikaram running rampant, Reshizard and things like that. You know, it's just not good to play singularly Victini VMAX. Now, when you play the Mewtwo and Mew package in your deck, you also open yourself up to the liability that everyone is now playing the Mimikyu that has Shadow Box, and they're usually playing a single copy of Zigzagoon here, there, or somewhere as well. So now to play Victini, which I am going to do in the next video. I can't remember which Victini list it is. Certainly not that one. It's got Ninetales in. But basically, I have got a Victini VMAX deck ready somewhere amongst all these bloody things, and I'm going to be playing that in the next video and seeing how well we can perform in a Players Cup challenge with that. So I'm not sure if my next video is going to be done tomorrow. I'm going to try and do these videos as often as possible, but you know, I am a father now, so doing that is a lot less likely. Like, doing videos so often is a lot less likely nowadays than it used to be. Hence why, up until yesterday, I hadn't done a video for like 2 months. So I am sorry about that to all my viewers, but hopefully I can make it up to you, and you will be getting more free codes from my videos as they go along. So once again, thank you all for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed my content, if you enjoyed my gameplay and such, and my commentary. Please drop a like on the video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff, and we will see you for the next one. I've been Sean the Bufflon, and peace out, guys.